SMEs now on the agenda. Hello, my name is Seto. Thank you so much for tuning in to SABC News. So, the cell phone repair market is evolving in townships and rural areas. Earlier in the week, the Wholesale and Retail SETA, in partnership with the Sector Education and Training Authorities, they launched a cell phone repair program for townships. The program targets aspiring entrepreneurs, particularly from townships as well as rural communities, as I said earlier, and it also equips them with technical skills to provide basic repair services.
As part of the value add to the program, we then provided 25 containers. So these are fully equipped containers with all the equipment that they need to be able to repair cell phones within that container. What this does is that an entrepreneur will be able to take that container and place it at a strategic location within the township where they've identified their customers, which will now cut the cost for them, particularly to operate at a shopping complex, because we know that it comes with high rental costs. So that is a plus. But then they are in the community, which means that the community benefits in that they do not need to travel now to go to town, to the nearest town to get their cell phone repaired. But also, these are qualified technicians. So you're entrusting your iPhone, for example, with someone who is absolutely trained to take care of your phone.
Okay, so now let's bring in one of the beneficiaries of the program, who is Maria Mbambo, who is based in Orange Farms. Her company is Oguhle Electronics, yes, and she has turned this opportunity into a thriving business. Thank you so much for joining us and for coming all the way to studio. We're so thrilled to have you here. Firstly, tell me about your interest in gadgets and how the support that you have received has allowed you to build this thriving business.
Okay, I've always been interested in electronics, and at some point I worked at an IT department. And when this opportunity came, it was advertised on Facebook, which is the space that we're living digitally these days. So I applied like everyone else, and I got the opportunity to be trained as a cell phone repair technician by MICT SETA and SAMDRA. So I took the opportunity, got the training, and while I was on the training, the opportunity to get the container came in. So I applied through SAMDRA, who was also one of our training institution. So then I got the container. So now I'm able to give these wonderful professional services to repair cell phones in the township where I live.
Wow, that's so exciting. But tell me about how this business has taught you about what we do wrong with our devices. And I have mine here. And I know that sometimes we buy devices, but there's certain things that we constantly do wrong that we don't know that we're doing wrong. And I'm hoping that we'll use this opportunity to educate our viewers.
Yes, one of the things that I feel that people do wrong and they don't know that they're doing wrong is that they charge their phone while it still has battery percentage.
Oh, guilty as charged.
Yes. That's one of the things that we actually do as humans. You feel, my phone is at 50%. No, you start panicking and say, no, my battery is going to run out. So now what to do? While you are doing that, you're damaging your battery. Oh. Yes. Another thing is that using your cell phone directed to the sun, that can also damage your screen, yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. But Maria, tell me about how you're also managing gender biases. We are used to cell phone repairers being male, and I'm sure you have a lot of people coming to you and they
even ask, where is the guy who's fixing the phones?
What do you do? How do you handle that?
I'm saying the technician is standing in front of you.
Wow.
So my confidence allows me to tell them that I'm a certified and licensed technician. So you can take your chances with me. Let's see. I even try to fix the phone in front of them so that they can see what is it that I do with their cell phone.
Yeah. So we talk a lot also about building businesses that outlive us. And I know that you're also a mom. How are you passing the skill to your children and other people around you in the community?
Actually, my son is the one who's very much interested, and he's only 11. He loves gadgets. So I saw this, I think he was 10, when he started to open my iPad without my password. So he lives on YouTube.
Okay.
And then I was so much interested in what are you doing on YouTube? What are you looking at? So I also happen to be a teacher who teaches coding and robotics. So we also talk about digital literacy. So while he was doing that, then I saw that it means now it's time for us to talk about what is it that we do online, what are we looking at. So then I started to see from there that he's interested. So every time I'm in the container, then I bring him in so that he can see what is it that I'm doing. Maybe he will grow up to be a technician.
You mentioned earlier about working in IT, but now you're running your business. How do you see this actually propping up your own life and that of your family, the running of the business, making sure that the cash flow is fine, making sure that everything is running according to plan?
I've actually did the business development with SETA.
Okay.
I also studied EBL, Entrepreneurship Business Literacy. That has helped me a lot in order to know how to run my business and also the financial literacy behind it. Because I saw that that's one of the struggles in the SME. Do you know how to run your finances? Do you know where to go, like opening a business account, understanding that the business and me is two different people and that I also have to earn a living at the end of the day. So I pay myself a salary month and the business money is not my money.
That's good. So where in Orange Farms can we find you if we wish to use your services?
I'm in Orange Farm Extension 7A.
Okay, those that live in Orange Farms, they would know where that is. And a quick word to encourage women to go into the cell phone repairing industry to build successful business like your own.
I would say to women, do not be scared because it's very scary and comes with being a technician as a woman. There's always a stigma and there's always, people are always going to talk. You should look forward, focus on what is it that you're really looking forward to. I think that another thing is that people should not look at this as something like, I want to make money. You should love it to do it correct.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. I've been speaking to Maria Mbambo. She is one of the cell phone repairers, a successful one, a qualified technician. She has been a beneficiary of the WR SETA and the SETA as well. They have a program where they're empowering entrepreneurs in the township as well as in the rural areas. Please reach out to them and see if this is something that you'd really like to do as well. We'd like to see more of Maria's on the show, and we'd like to see more of Maria's actually repairing your phones. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. And another story now is that taking over a family business is quite tough. You would know that. Taking over a funeral home as a young woman, now that's a different league. But Aphiwe Khambule isn't just keeping 21st century funerals afloat, she's propelling it forward. She's also Entrepreneur of the Year from Business Partners Limited. She's a second generation pioneer, and she's our second guest on SME on the agenda, who's also the COO of 21st Century Funerals. Thank you so much for joining us. I have amazing women, both with Maria here with me and yourself out there in Durban. Take me through how taking over a family business moves more than to just signing papers, but more into stepping of a legacy. Yourself as a second generation entrepreneur, what was the single biggest mental shift that you had to make from moving to being a founder's child to becoming a leader in charge?
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on the show today. I'm very honored for this opportunity, and thank you for the question. So one of the biggest things I had to learn coming into is separating family and business. It's so often when we hear family business, people forget the sides that are not recorded as how we go home and the business is still taken home. So I had to set those boundaries and kind of also equip myself, remind myself that I'm creating my own shadow now and not following through the shadow of the founder. Because yes, he's created the foundation. My goal now as the next gen is to how can I scale the business and make it bigger and incorporate the development that are happening outside in the environment.
Aphiwe, so obviously gender is something that we cannot run from, but we use this as a superpower these days, especially in transitions of industries where mainly men were dominated. What outdated industry norms are you breaking deliberately so that your family might have challenged before?
Thank you. So firstly, definitely that I'm young and I'm a woman, stepping into a role, into an industry with very male and older dominated. I think I had a lot of push and pull in terms of having people believe in terms of my team is also quite young. I believe that it was important to start investing and supporting a young team and kind of show people that not just me being the next generation, but the team as well also needs to represent that. So that was a very difficult pushback. And I think people always talk, as the previous guest said, and yours is just to show people what we do and what we stand for. So it hasn't been easy, but I do believe in what we've done in the last couple of years has demonstrated that having new energy, younger people only helps perpetuate the business, and it doesn't set us back.
Yeah. Does the fact that now we are, or young people are a generation that lives on phones, where social media, where technology plays a big role, is that helping to, as it were, change the face of how 21st century funerals was known before? We're talking here about tech, client experience, and even staff culture.
Definitely. I think, and that's another form of pushback that I did receive, is shifting from being a typical funeral home and how we communicate to our client and kind of incorporating the technology and the direction people are moving. We can't shy away that more people are having mobile phones, using WhatsApp, and it's important for us to follow where our market is going and not be afraid to take risks. But what's key is that we don't lose the sentiment and the element of what we do. Whatever we do, we need to be keeping in mind that it's a very sensitive industry we're moving in and operating in, and need to be mindful of the people we're engaging with. But we still want to be able to communicate to them in the way that they desire us to communicate.
Yeah. And just lastly, Aphiwe, you've also been awarded Entrepreneur of the Year, I think, by Business Partners Limited. This award is an award that maybe like many other awards that entrepreneurs get, but one wonders, you know, the kind of doors that awards open when you are in the position that you are in.
Thank you. And first and foremost, I was very honored to be recognized as Entrepreneur of the Year. I think Business Partners did something different. So often we shine the light on founders and entrepreneurs, not to take away from them, but we also need to be having those conversations around second generation leaders, because there are a lot of businesses in South Africa which we find that there is a second generation who needs to take over, but they might not have the platform or have the information that's required out there. And Business Partners allowing me this platform has also enabled me to be able to vocalize and share my experiences in terms of running and taking over family businesses and what it takes. So it's definitely helped perpetuate our business as well, and also give us a bigger platform to share the importance of also supporting upcoming leaders and leaders who are trying to find their feet.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, it's been a great honor, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Fantastic. You've definitely inspired us here, and to look forward to your journey and follow you and to see how you grow from strength to strength. Thank you so much for joining us on SME on the Agenda. As I always say, please support small businesses in your communities. It's simple. Just make those rands and cents circulate.
Yes, ne guest siyithu namhlanje.